Apparently Kourtney has a secret weapon that she thinks will keep Scott in line. And that weapon is their children. She has the best intentions, but this is kind of a risky gambit. Scott Disick's recent antics could be described as out of control. He was just recently spotted trolling Can for all of the teenage models he could get his hands on. And Kourtney was understandably furious and didn't even want to look at him. They're not together anymore, but remember, this is a guy who's always seemed like he wants to get back with her. But his behavior says otherwise. Also, it's just kind of embarrassing. Going to a party and being super flirty, at least, with multiple girls sounds great if you're, a college student. In fact, we're not even gonna be ageist about it. If you're 34, which Scott is, and you wanna go have fun like you're 22, go party and embarrass yourself to your heart's content. But Scott has kids, and that changes things. He has real responsibilities and he doesn't need to be partying it up like he's, Justin Bieber circa 2013. Kourtney has a plan to fix him, reports. She wants her kids to have a relationship with him, their source claims. She hopes that by allowing him to see the kids, it will motivate him. The kids are the best possible influence on Scott. When he's on dad duty and takes them to the movies, out to lunch, he is at his best. That's an awful lot of responsibility to place on their young shoulders. Rain is 2. Penelope is 4. Mason, the oldest of them, is only 7. They don't exactly have the life experience to stage an intervention. But there's some risk to this plan. We have no doubt that Scott absolutely loves his children, but his self-destructive pattern of behavior indicates that he may have some serious problems. We may not know the full extent of his substance abuse experience, but a history of chemical dependency can interfere with a person's judgment even after years of sobriety. And years of sobriety is not how we'd describe Scott since his split with Kourtney. He's been to rehab more than once, but we think that his recent behavior speaks for itself. As much as his love for his children might motivate him to be a better person and a better father, it's clear that when they aren't in his sight, the thought of them isn't enough to keep him in check. We're no experts on recovery or addiction, even our caffeine addictions are sporadic at best, but we think that the desire for change has to come from within. That means that true, lasting recovery can't come just because you have a babysitter, in this case, his children, whose presence forces you to behave yourself. You need to want it enough for yourself. It sounds like Scott is having too much fun. Maybe that will change when he hits whatever rock bottom turns out to be for him. And we can't imagine that Kourtney wants their kids to witness that. Look, we don't know if Kourtney still wants him back or if his recent nonsense has been the final straw for her. She does, after all, have her own super hot boy toy who doesn't run around the world embarrassing her. But we do think that it's sweet that she still cares so much about Scott's well-being. Though, it also seems a little unhealthy. After a while, you have to realize that you can't change someone back into who they used to be. Maybe Scott will find his way back to his old self before Kourtney cuts ties with him. But we won't hold our breath.